So if you're feeling like the weeks and the months are just flying by right now and you're really, really busy running your business, and maybe you're not feeling that productive, or maybe you feel like your business is heading in a direction that you haven't necessarily designed, and it kind of feels like it's just growing or moving by default rather than by design, then I would highly suggest that you do this exercise. This is an exercise that we do with our clients once a month. We call it the monthly reset. And it's really designed to help you take a step back and get a different perspective on your business so that you can see the things that are actually working, that are moving you towards more of what you want, and the things that are not working. And it's really a simple process that I took originally from a book called The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. But although it's simple, it's very, very powerful. The reason it's powerful is because often we know we need to do certain things, or in fact, we know that there are certain strategies that get us more of what we want in our business. We know there are strategies that get us more referrals, get us more leads, make our projects better, make our clients happier, but often we just stop doing them. And there's a psychological phenomenon that I won't dive massively into because I want to give you the exercise and I want to make this as strategic as possible. But it's interesting for me, especially as a coach, to watch my clients get great results and then a month or so later stop doing the exact thing that got them those results. And the reason that usually happens from a logistical and strategic point of view is we simply get sucked back in to the day-to-day running of the business, or we almost like treat that win as a medal that we've won. So we've achieved this thing now, we don't have to worry about it anymore. We can stop worrying about it. This often happens if we win a big project, for example, and we're all celebrating and it feels really good. We tell ourselves, oh, we've done that now. We don't have to worry about doing it again. Or we don't actually know how it happened, which is worse because we haven't constructed or deconstructed the way that we made that thing happen. And if we don't know how we made it happen, then it's very difficult to repeat it consistently. So the exercise that I'm about to share with you right now is something that we do with our clients every single month. So the first thing that we look at is things that we can celebrate. And we look back over the last 30 days and we get everybody to write down some wins. So some things that have happened recently. I shared a post on Instagram, LinkedIn about this, but some things that have happened recently in our community. A client has really mastered their outreach strategy. And so they won their first 25K project, which was a new offer that they created. They won that. They've been on the program for just over a month now, I think. And they went from relying totally on word of mouth and referrals to now being able to create projects as and when they want, to have a system to consistently generate leads and generate clients. So that would be one example. We don't just measure the external results though, and this is important. I won't go into a massive detail about this because I can record another video about it, but there's something called lag metrics and lead metrics. And we want to measure the lead metrics, the things that are telling you that you're going in the right direction. So an example of a lead metric in relation to fitness would be, I'm showing up to the gym, I'm eating the right things. The lag metric is building the muscle, losing the weight, getting in better shape, etc. So we want to make sure that we measure the lead metrics as well as the lag metrics. So this was a lag metric, this was an outcome, but we're also celebrating people who have stopped sending proposals, for example. One of our mantras is replace proposals with presentations. So here are some examples. So what we do is we get everybody to share their wins. We had some incredible wins this week on our call. We do it at the beginning of the month. And then what we actually do is we put people in pairs and we get them to explain how they created that result. So how did they master their outreach? How did they go from relying on referrals and word of mouth to being able to actively reach out to someone and create them as a client and enroll them as a client? How did they actually do that? And we'll get them to kind of break down the steps as if they were teaching somebody how to do that. And that does a few things. Number one, it's great for our community because People get to see how other people are creating results, and maybe that's something they haven't thought of before, or maybe it's a strategy they haven't quite mastered yet, and so they're like, oh, that's the bit I was missing, I'm not doing that thing. So it allows them to get new ideas and new insights and new strategies for their business. But the second thing, and most importantly for you watching this video, is that it helps you to understand how you actually created that result. A little bit like baking a cake. You don't just need to know the ingredients, you need to know the order of the ingredients, how long it's supposed to be cooked for, is it supposed to go in the oven, are you cooking it on the hob? Like, you need to know the different steps. You need to create the recipe book for the outcome that you've just got. So that's what we get them to do. What is working? What are the strategies that have helped them to achieve those particular wins, right? Then the next thing we look at is what's not working. So the question I often ask people is, where are you currently spending your time and energy that is not getting you the results that you really want? Or are you currently spending your time and energy that's not getting you the results that you want? And so some examples from people today were, I'm spending way too much time and energy in my inbox, managing inquiries or requests or client requests. I'm doing that. It's not working. It's not getting me where I want to be. Another person said, I'm posting every day on LinkedIn, but it's not generating me leads, which is the outcome that he wanted. Right? So what's not working was my current LinkedIn strategy. In this case, the way that I manage comms or my client management system, right, is currently not working for me. So this is the first step in the process. This is the first thing that we want to look at. And now what this is going to get us eventually is it's going to get us a stop, start, and continue list. And this was the thing that I learned from the 4-hour work week a long time ago, and I now do once a month with our business, but also with our clients. And this is a really valuable exercise. By the way, if you want this copy of this workbook, there should be a link in the description below. So now we need to look at, well, based on this, what do we need to stop doing? Okay. So usually the key to what we need to stop doing is in what's not working, but this is a little bit nuanced. So for example, in the case of the client that was posting on LinkedIn every day, it's not quite as simple as just stop posting on LinkedIn. Well, I'm posting on LinkedIn, that's not working, so stop posting on LinkedIn, right? Maybe what I need to stop doing is creating so many posts that are purely educational. Or maybe what I need to stop doing is just putting out as many posts. Maybe I need to stop putting out as much volume so that I can focus more on quality, for example. Other examples that are slightly more clear cut is one of our clients said, what really doesn't work for me is when I make decisions based on fear. When I make decisions based on fear, bad things happen. I get the wrong kind of clients, hire the wrong team members, things just work out worse in the long run. So what I need to stop doing, I need to stop actively making decisions based on fear. And that's something that I actually get clients to make a note of and check in with themselves and say, is this decision that I'm making in my business based on fear, or is this based on abundance or opportunity or possibility? So they know the thing that doesn't get them what they want is making decisions based on fear, but how often do they do it? And that's the sense check. And that's what Alex Hormozy and other people have talked about as change, right? Same environment, same circumstances, different behavior. And that's the key. And so that's what we're helping our clients with. That's what we're working on. We're getting them to show up differently, to be a different person. And that's what ultimately is the thing that's going to grow your business. So what's not working? Well, the LinkedIn strategy. So what do I need to stop doing? Maybe I need to stop posting as frequently, so I can start spending more time on quality or what I'm saying or research or whatever it is, right? What do I need to stop doing? Well, I need to stop making decisions based on fear. I need to start making decisions based on abundance, right? For example. So there are different ways to approach this, but this is the way that I found has been most useful for me and most useful for our clients. What else do you need to start doing? Well, maybe the thing that you got in terms of your outreach, is working, but maybe it takes a lot of your time. So maybe you need to start looking for a team member or somebody who can actually do that on your behalf now that you know that this process actually works. And then finally, what do you need to continue doing? And this is actually a really important one. This is one that most people ignore or most people forget. What do I need to continue doing? Well, you need to continue doing the things here that actually got you these results. And that might sound really obvious, but just ask yourself, how many times have you done something that's got you what you want and then you stopped doing it? Whether it was you went to the gym and ate a certain way to get in shape and you got to a certain level and you stopped doing it. Or you knew that when you ask for referrals or when you reach out to previous clients, then a project usually comes from it. But when was the last time we did it, right? When we run this particular campaign, when we do this particular thing. So what's interesting is this is a way to get it out of your head and take something that you kind of know in the background works and actually put it down onto paper, right? So we need to continue our outreach strategy. We need to continue using the sales framework, which is one from today, because that's working for people. This is something that we teach internally. What is it that you need to continue doing? Then what we do is we basically create what's called a 30-day sprint plan. And this is really where we focus on like, what are the outcomes that we want? Why is that important? And then we kind of actually create a bit of a strategy so that people are focused on just one thing every single week, right? So if you want a copy of this workbook, just click the link below and you can just download it for free. But really what I would encourage you to do is actually go through this process, because if you do this consistently month to month, and you actually take time to step back with you, with your team, with somebody else who has that external perspective and have a conversation about it, right? What are the things that have really worked for us this month? What are the things that we can really celebrate? What do we want more of? Okay, cool. How do we do that? Not just, well, we asked for a referral, but how exactly did we ask for that referral? What did we say? Was it in an email? Was it in a phone call? How do we open that phone call? Right? And this might sound obvious, but once you decode the wins that you're creating into a strategy, then you can teach that strategy to somebody else. Then you can get a member of your team to do that consistently. And then you have a system, then you have a process, and then ultimately what you have is a business. You have something that's scalable. You have something that isn't just about trading your time for money. But if you don't step back and you don't get this perspective and you just stay in the hamster wheel of client delivery and managing team and all of those different things, then you will just continue to get more of those results and you will build your business by default. You will end up with a business in 5 or 6 years' time that you can't escape from, that you're working hard in, you're probably not taking the kind of money you want to take from, and that there's no way to sell if you wanted to sell it in the past because you're constantly just in it. So this is really about being strategic. This is about zooming out, looking at the bigger picture, looking at the pieces of the jigsaw and saying, what things do we need to move around? Where do we need to redistribute our time and our energy and our resources in order to get more of what we want? So that's exactly what this exercise is about. And I hope that you make it part of your reflection with your team on a monthly basis. And I hope you use this template in order to actually drill down into the things that are going to move the needle in your business, be more productive, be more effective, but more importantly, have more time and freedom, more fulfillment with the projects you're doing, and more financial abundance and security in your business. Because ultimately that's what it's about. And that's what we do at Creative Life. So if you found this video useful, please hit the subscribe button, please hit the like button. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. I read all of them. My name is Matt Essam. I'm the founder of Creative Life, and I hope you found this video useful.